Hmm. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Definitely not a good day for them. Not a good day at all. First it was that, and then it was that. Wow. Unbelievable.
Attention, quiet on the set. It's Tirade TV.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another hot, fresh episode. It's B. Lloyd with Tirade TV. First of all, if you haven't done so already, if you're feeling the content here, please like, share, subscribe, always comment. All comments are welcome as long as they're tasteful. They don't demean anyone. They're respectful, basically. Doesn't matter who you are, where you're from. Comment. They're all welcome. So, with that in mind, I know you heard me in the opening saying that was not a good day. First it was this, then it was that. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about maybe the most popular app in the world right now, TikTok. Wasn't a good day for them, right? So most people use that app. I mean, I'm pretty sure we may all have accounts with them, whether it's for business, personal. Nowadays, that's where you go to find your hottest songs, the hottest songs and music that's out right now, because someone's probably playing it on their TikTok, right? Uh, Most people even get their news from TikTok. I would probably say more so now from TikTok than from actual mainstream media, which is maybe good, may not be good, just depends. But they had a couple stories come out I was looking at recently, and uh, let's take a look at them. I mean, I want you all to tell me what you think about these. And this one here comes courtesy of The Guardian. I do like the name of this website, The Guardian. I actually like that. But let's see what they have to say first of all. Says TikTok on defense after report on foreign access of U.S. user data. Pause. Um, that does not sound good at all. But as I always say, let's read the entire article and see, see what's being said here. And obviously, this is not the only article I've read on this, but this is the one that I want to share with you all. They basically say very similar things, so I just picked one. It also says here, right above the picture here, it says Republican lawmakers were concerned after a BuzzFeed report showed that non-public U.S. user data was accessed abroad. Now, abroad, that could be a lot of places, could be a lot of companies, could be many hackers. I mean, who's to say? But let's go on and see what's being said about this. The article goes on to say TikTok is seeking to assuage fears over the security of American users' data on the Chinese-owned platform after Republican senators and a regulator argued the app poses a national security risk. Now, anytime something poses a national security risk, it's serious. I mean, it's definitely serious. Um, Now, there have been times with there's certain things that have been said to be a national security risk that I disagree with, but this one here this app basically has access to people's information. So we'll see. The concerns by lawmakers came after BuzzFeed reported last month that China based employees of TikTok's parent company, ByteDance, were repeatedly able to access non public data of American users. 9 Republican senators issued a letter to TikTok in response to the BuzzFeed report. On Wednesday, a Republican member of the Federal Communications Commission, FCC, urged the chief executives of Apple and Google to kick TikTok out of its app stores. Now, I could say that was a pretty bold move on the Republican member of the Federal Communications Commission, basically telling Apple and Google, hey, kick them out of your app stores. First of all, I don't really, maybe I'm completely wrong. I don't really see that happening, but who knows? That's a pretty bold move. And another thing I got out of this, and let's see, there was 3 short paragraphs you're seeing here that I just read. In the first paragraph and in the second paragraph, they mention Republican. The first paragraph, they mention Republican senators, and in the third paragraph, it mentions a Republican member of the Republican member of the FCC. Two things made me think about there. Number one, where are the Democratic senators and members that should be taking an interest in our national security? If something's truly a national security risk, I would like to think that both sides, Republican and Democrat, are on the same page to try to get this resolved. But it looks like here only the Republicans are trying to do something about this. But let's read the story further to see what's going on. Responding to the senator's concerns, TikTok told the lawmakers in a letter sent on Thursday that it is working on a final agreement with Biden administration that would, quote, fully safeguard user data and U.S. national security interests, unquote, according to copy of the letter seen by Reuters. Now, this name here, it could be Shao or Shu, Z Chu, TikTok's chief executive, wrote in the letter the company was working with U.S. cloud computing company Oracle on, quote, new advanced data security controls that we hope to finalize in the near future, unquote. First of all, they haven't said anything that make me feel any safer. I'm gonna be honest with you. Nothing at all. It's just basically a statement that's used to kind of brush things under the rug. That's what I'm seeing here. It goes on to say TikTok's letter acknowledged that China-based employees, quote, can have access to TikTok US user data, unquote, but argued that access is subject to, quote, robust cybersecurity controls and authorization approval protocols overseen by our US based security team. Now, looking at that, basically they say that it can have access to TikTok's. China based employees can have access to TikTok US user data. That's not encouraging to me. Even if they say it's so-called subject to what they say here, robust cybersecurity controls and authorization approval protocols overseen by our US-based security team, not really feeling too comfortable with that. Then again, you can say that could be any app. Any app you put on your phone, you download on your phone, on your computer, or your iPad or tablet, whatever. It could be the same thing. So, still not feeling comfortable though. TikTok had announced last month that it had completed migrating information on its US servers to servers at Oracle, but it was still using US and Singapore data centers for backup. Hmm. The company said in the letter, it expects, quote, to delete US users protected data from our own systems and fully pivot to Oracle cloud servers located in the US. Yeah. So this lets you know that they do still have, they're basically telling you right there, really, that they have access to US users protected data. Because basically it says, the company said in the letter, it expects, quote, to delete US users protected data from our own systems. So that lets you know that they do have US users protected data. Whatever that may be. I don't know if it's just names, addresses, social security numbers, emails, um, I don't know if it's some kind of facial identity. I don't know what it is. All I know is they do have access to something because that's pretty much what they're telling you right now in that statement. You know, it says they're expected to delete U.S. users' protected data from our own systems and fully pivot to the Oracle Cloud service located in the U.S. So regardless if it's in China or if it's in US, they are going to still have access to our information. The question that arises now is, let's just say they do fully pivot to the Oracle Cloud servers located in the US. Let's say that's done. Here's the ultimate question. Are you ready for this? Do you trust Oracle? Do you trust the Oracle Cloud servers? And as I said, not just pertaining to TikTok, but almost any platform, right? You want your information is out there. Me personally, I believe it can never be deleted. I don't care who say what say who. I don't care what any, tech person says. I just believe it's always stored somewhere and it can never be deleted. The cloud. Um, so I'm not safe with any of this. I think there's a reason why they're coming out acknowledging this. Once again, it looks like a political thing because you see here Republican 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 Party uh, politicians or elected officials, senators, they're reaching out, but I don't see any Democratic Party um, elected officials reaching out or commenting on this. So I'm wondering why that is, because it seems like everything now is made political. It could be something that the people in the United States definitely needs. It could be a dire situation, and they're going to make it Republican versus Democrat, red versus blue. Everything. I don't care if it's food, water, gas, shelter, business, finances, whatever it may be. Second Amendment rights, uh, Roe v. Wade, whatever it is, it's always politicized. Even our national security, and it's really sad. You have too many people on the same. Well, let's put it this way: they give the perception that they're not on the same team, but they could very well be on the same team. Let's leave it at that. This is I don't know. I'm not liking it. Republican Senator Marshall Blackburn, one of the lawmakers who had spoken out, said TikTok, quote, should have come clean from the start, but instead tried to shroud their work in secrecy, unquote, and urged the company to testify before Congress. So Senator Marshall Blackburn is like, look, why'd you hide it? Why didn't you come out clean? It's kind of like when you're dealing with a kid, that you find out the truth about something later and they come out and finally admit, yeah, I did it. And then you're like, well, why didn't you tell me sooner? Why didn't you come clean sooner? That's basically what Senator Marshall Blackburn is saying here. Which, if it's true, I mean that does make sense. Why come out with it now? Brendan Carr, the FCC commissioner, had argued in his letter to Google and Apple CEOs that, quote, TikTok is not just another video app, unquote. I mean, he's right on that. TikTok is not just another video app. Um, like I say, people use it for news. People put their personal information on there, which I wouldn't, never really put anything too personal on there anyway. But music, business, marketing, whatever it may be, that's what TikTok is right now. So no, I mean, I guess Brendan Carr, in this case, he's right that it's not just another video app. Quote, it harvests swaths of sensitive data that new reports show are being accessed in Beijing, he wrote. Wow. So that's where it's being accessed from, Beijing. And that's not good. But it also makes me wonder, what else are they accessing? Not only in Beijing, but anywhere else. And honestly, if we really were able to see how much of our information was actually being accessed, not only abroad, but also here domestically, we'd be surprised. Like we would probably see enough to make us want to leave social media platforms forever. Um, Carr's request to the tech giants was unusual, given that the FCC does not have clear jurisdiction over the content of app stores. The FCC regulates the national security space usually through its authority to grant certain communications license to companies. Okay, so they're saying the FCC doesn't have authority or doesn't have clear jurisdiction over this. TikTok is one of the most popular social media apps with more than 1 billion active users globally and counts the US as its largest market, of course. Thursday's letter came nearly 2 years after a US national security panel ordered by ByteDance to divest TikTok because of fears that US user data could be passed on to China's government. That order was not enforced after Joe Biden succeeded Donald Trump. The panel, however, known as the Committee on Foreign Investment in the United States, CFIUS, is still conducting a national security review of the company, according to the letter. So what it's saying here is, look like when Trump was in office, something, they were trying to take care of this, but when Joe Biden succeeded Donald Trump, things kind of stopped, or things were kind of swept under the rug. That's what I'm seeing here. Now, does it mean if Donald Trump was still in office, everything could be in the clear? Nah, I mean, you can't really say that either. But it looked like they were trying to come to a resolution on it, but then your boy Biden took over. So I don't know. Let me know what you all think about this. I mean, do you still feel safe using TikTok? Do you think this is the real reason? Let me tell you this with TikTok. There's so much information being put out on TikTok right now. Things that our quote unquote leadership and elected officials want you to know, and things that our quote unquote leadership and quote unquote elected officials don't want you to know. So is this just another way of trying to do away with TikTok because of that? Because people are knowing and finding out too much? People are having an awakening because of TikTok? Is that it? Is it because that big Asian country over there is seeing this and they're like, oh, these people in the US, they're starting to know too much. They're starting to learn too much. They're starting to have a great revelation. Is that it? Who knows? Um, I don't know. What do you all think? Will you still be using TikTok if you use it at all right now? Let me know in the comments because I'm definitely interested in knowing how you all feel about this. Um, just overall, not a great day for TikTok. And even look at this here. Next story. This here is I believe this is from Fox News. Georgia TikTok influencer Kylie Strickland charged after exposing herself to boys at a pool on live stream. Wow, that is first of all, let me just read this, then I tell you my thoughts on it. Kylie Strickland, a TikTok influencer with 200,000 followers, defended flashing the two boys. A TikTok influencer was arrested this week after appearing on live video showing her bare breast to adolescent boys at a swimming pool. Kylie Strickland, 30, is a TikTok celebrity with over 200,000 followers. Wonder what she do to get over 200,000 followers. Um, Anyways, in a recent live stream, Strickland recorded herself in a swimsuit with another adult woman and two underage boys. During the video, Strickland lifts her swim top, laughing. Wow, this is wow. I mean, I'm just commenting right now. I haven't seen the video. I always, you always want to make sure that what they're saying in the article is true. But from looking at this, I definitely don't want to see the video. I'm just hoping they're telling the truth here. But can't believe someone would do this. But this is the time we live in now. It's crazy, crazy times. It well, that's her photo right there. The warrant for Strickland's arrest was for computer or electronic pornography and child exploitation, a felony in Georgia, according to police. It's a mug shot uh, by Pike County Sheriff's Office. This is wow, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Here's another photo of her. Says here, quote, Strickland was reported to have been at a residence in Pike County when she purposefully exposed her breast in a provocative manner to two minor children while streaming live on social media. Unquote, the Pike County Sheriff's Office wrote in a report. Quote, investigators were able to work in conjunction with the Trope County Sheriff's Office personnel after this case had originally been reported to that agency, unquote. Man, you know what? It's it's I don't know. Um, let me just finish reading this before I give my comment here. Strickland defended the video, saying that the boys had seen breasts many times before her, and her flashing them was not notable. Quote, these little boys have seen more. I'm not going to say that word. Starts with the B, ends with the B. Um, than I have probably seen in my entire life. Unquote. Strickland said later. She went on to claim that the adolescent boys were also drinking alcohol at the pool before she had even entered, and she was not responsible for how other adults um, raise their children. Um, yeah, I mean, she has a point on that in the sense that she's not responsible for how other people raise their kids, and if they're adolescent, yeah, they really shouldn't have been drinking, but that still does not excuse what she did. You see, she's playing the old, well, you ever had a kids? If you have kids, or maybe when you were a kid, you get caught by the teacher at school doing something, and you get caught, but then you say, well, he was doing it too, or she was doing it too. That's what this seems like. It's like she's trying to bust the parents and take some of the blame off of her. Where, well, even though it's bad that the parents allow their adolescent kids to be sitting out there by the pool drinking, if she's telling the truth, still doesn't excuse you exposing your breast to two young adolescent boys. I mean, there are people who honestly, when I was growing up, you know, there are people who would, who would do that. People who would do that. And I know as an adolescent boy, honestly, they probably enjoyed it. I mean, just being honest with you, just being real with you. Not that it's right. That doesn't make it right. But I'm saying most adolescent boys, you know, they they like that type of stuff, you know. And I know when I was growing up, if someone would have done that, probably would have been enjoyable. Um, Now, would I like for someone to do it to my kids? No, I would definitely. I wouldn't want to see it, done to anyone else's kids either. Maybe it's a situation where someone else did her the same way when she was younger. Maybe that's what it is too. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes people or kids can grow up, suffering, some kind of mental instability. I guess you can say because of that, because they were exposed to something sexual at an age too early. And actually, most times when you see someone that comes out and they say, I guess comes out and say that they're bisexual or gay or whatever, many times from my experiences in dealing with them or knowing them, it's because something traumatic happened to them as a child, whether maybe they were sexually abused or whatever, maybe something like this happened, molested, whatever, you know, generally something like that happened to them as a child. So they grow up thinking it's okay to do that to another child. It's sick, it's twisted, I know, but it does happen. It does happen. But overall, not a really good day for TikTok. I wonder if they actually canceled her account, or did they just give her an account warning? Because there are certain things on TikTok you can say and can't say. I mean, they don't want you to say, be too political. They don't want you to talk about Second Amendment rights. They don't want you to talk about, certain issues of that big thing that's happening, that's been happening over the past 2 years. They don't want you to say any of that. They will shut you down for mentioning any of that. So I'm wondering if they shut this lady's account down, or did she just get an account warning, or is it just completely still up? That would be my question. I don't know. What do you all think? Let me know in the comments. For you who are listening on the podcast, definitely appreciate it. Also, if you want to support the channel, go to grsrshop.com, grsrshop.com. Definitely appreciate if you support the channel. Purchase a Tirade TV shirt. Definitely appreciate anything you guys do as far as the likes, the comments, the subscriptions, and please share. This definitely helps. And as I always tell you, don't let any mainstream media personality or so-called politician dictate what you think and what you do. Do your research and think for yourself. See you.
I hope you enjoyed. See you next time.